Ebusuani komo ewo channel yi so ha sei AGH Politics Avenue. Podcast of the training because make headlines. Ena yejemre na edibi eksom woni dem ya hobraksi mu. Best of say yonko political highways ni ejadema enya asem koto akra. Na onua Kevin Taylor etimi abawura eye park committee na eye chairperson eye honorable Abena Asare. Ena otimi esusuja ede agu ni chima. O kire se maame no na oye eye deputy finance minister ema eye Ken Ofori Atta. Enti wonse mfata se obetra se ototototo eye oma allegedly yesusu se omu edi oman ni sika yedi omu akopi eye pa committee a ye nhwemu no because be oso se be anya do wo se kromfo de on investigate kromfo ye mo work Kevin Taylor so ye abra wajemre na obo ye sebimu inchirimu.
One story too I want us to talk about. PAC, Public Accounts Committee, recovered over 106 million Ghana cedis between 2020 and 2024 to the state by inviting institutions and individuals. TA. Public Accounts Committee recovered over 106 million Ghana cedis between 2020 and 2024. So 4 years. They recovered only 106 million. Nobody went to jail. In Kwasia, this Public Accounts Committee is one of the most useless committees we are spending money on. From 2020 to 2024, 4 years, all the auditors and the people they hauled before them and questioned them and admitted on camera they have taken our money, only 106 million. Now, Mumbusa Public Accounts Committee say, only this year, how much have we spent on the Public Accounts Committee traveling around the nation? This is stupid. They're living in 3-star hotels where they travel to a region. They're being given chauffeurs. They are being fed. They are giving bodyguards. They are spending fuel. We are giving them per diem. How much have they spent? Millions. So for 4 years, if we have not been able to jail anybody, people who have stolen from us, from different institutions, and this is a failed committee. It is a failed committee. We need to shut it down. Me can't assemble every time for a long time. The Public Accounts Committee, it is even helping these criminals in our public institutions to devise plans or ways to steal from us. Why are we still sitting in Parliament with this incompetent lady, Nikomu Kasenka Grace Jones, a woman who was the deputy to Ken Ofori Atta, who is now a wanted criminal? Jesus Christ. Ken Ofori Atta be wiye sika. Today we have made a case against him in Ghana. In Ghana's books, Ken Ofori Atta is considered a potential criminal. This was the lady who was his deputy. Then salad way, Nemkomun Kasenka se krama ba time betanso ono interview ko for so mako wieska. How can you make a criminal interview a criminal? I see agrin yejuma. I see enimu nyansa. Ken Ofori Atta, this guy. Sakwawi. Boni awabedi akwawi.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull as well and make sure that my road is fixed, that I have electricity, that I have water. That is their job. It is not for me to tell the president how to fix the economy. If he didn't know how to fix the economy, why did he run?
Were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it, because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level.
I'm working like a bull and I'm paying my taxes. The government got to work like a bull.
That is Ken Ofori Atta. He was our finance minister for 8 years. Abena Asare. She was Ken Ofori Atta's deputy. And sa adie we abetina also ono momu air questioning call for some abokro no ye jimi ana in parliament ye nya nyansani bia mana betina sa committee we so sa maami we ekuro bie ni wo be mana betina committee so anka Ken Ofori Atta oya wanted nka o se maami we ni Ken Ofori Atta gina dakam I say kuro na etimu no I say nimu nyansa. What moral right does this crime by time have to come and sit and say she is rather questioning auditors? So you see, when these government workers, these a civil servant, when they come to sit before them, they see the woman as a Toromozo Jimmy for. Because to them, they saw the damage she did with Oforiata. So they don't take the parliament serious. They didn't take the committee serious. Because I'm an internal auditor for a government institution. Now, what Abna sorry, or to some questions are, me government and not parliament in so Jimmy. Because you are a criminal. You, at this point, we are talking about Ken Oforiata. Ken Oforiata's main person who was his deputy was you. It's minimal to continue Ghana for crisis so a crime about time we so because any anger towards Ken Oforiata should be directed to this crime about time because she worked with Ken Oforiata for 8 years. So this Grace Jones does not have any moral right to question any government institution, question any auditor, question any civil servant because she used to work as a government worker. She was a civil servant, but ono kronfono we done the out to one or no question obi. So you see the auditors come in front of this park or public accounts committee and they see them as fools because you are making a criminal sit there to question me. So they will not take anybody sitting there serious, and that is what is defeating the purpose of the public accounts committee. Because me a teacher me a Ghana worker na se me betina na me hu abra se asara. The only thing that rings is Ken Oforiata deputy ni Ken Oforiata as we speak or ye kronfo a ye hwehwe no na ono at Ghana na nam Ghana ne pa den se kodu. The part didn't say, I don't understand. Where did he keep the money? Because he has somewhere to be way. When in question somewhere to be way. Morally, she's not supposed to be on that committee. Morally. Say a person parliament, a recognizable institution. Now public accounts committee. Yenya people who have credibility are this Grace Jones. Sakramabata is not supposed to sit there. Because every anger towards Ken Oforiata should be channeled to this lady. Because she was a deputy Ken Oforiata for 8 good years. And Kwasia Sika Ken Riaye, Kwasia meetings, this lady sat in it. Let me tell you, when it comes to political crime, you are not supposed to put a pen on paper and write for you to be guilty. Even your moral support to that crime, you can land in jail. Do you know that? And it's sometimes when you question people in a meeting, recently, on said Daman, mine and Ibrahim Mahama was purchasing. Would be a competitive bid. When it went to cabinet, the president of the republic did what? He excused himself. Why did he do that? Because he did not even want to sit. When he sits in the meeting and does not even utter a word, his presence and being part of the meeting will influence the decision. So the president did what? He excused himself. He decided to step away from the cabinet meeting so that the process, the deliberation, in Komodo Mubedino, he will not be part because the man Ibrahim Mahama is his brother. So the president took the right decision by stepping away from the meeting. The president excused himself. He decided not to even be part of the conversation. Into political crime, we are not supposed to see or say Asariana Kamaba Tanwe writing a signature or signing something. The fact that she was in those meetings that Ken Oforiata held and to dupe this Ghana as a country, she is basically culprit in this whole crime. But you see, Yama Kronfo and TV so busanko for questions say, oh no, ne nufun getting or no buso be say, obi a Kronfo. Hey, my bottom. So you see, the people who sit before this public accounts committee, they don't respect anybody sitting there. Or more parliamentarians on Jimmy. Because how can you make a criminal sit before me? Such a foolish thing we are doing in Ghana. I see morals in Naira. I see Niminyan. How can you make this criminal? She is because she was a deputy Ken Oforiata. Yatna Kromha. Ya accusing Ekufuado and Bawumia of corruption, stealing from us. At a point, Bawumia told us there are some things that happened that he was not part of. But Bawumia, at the end of the day, was in cabinet. Bawumia listened to every conversation. Bawumia, whether he nodded or did not nod, he did not oppose decisions made in cabinet. So Bawumia takes the responsibility. He takes the hit because he was part of that deliberation. Into Mami Webe Ken Oforiata deputy for 8 years. When they made deputy 8 years, she's technically the finance minister. Now, Kwasia Semu ye Jiminti, ni akofa body hunu we abegina say ono meto tonkofo ano. Are we stupid? Our anger towards Ken Oforiata should go to this lady. So we Ken Oforiata ye bibi na unya na waka asama kire na untumi a. Mami we na also ka asama kire no. So Ken Oforiata, I express your views, your anger towards him in the form of writing or verbally. You need to direct it to this board, Banche Hono, because she was with the guy for 8 years. It's me I see like me to say I saw bodamni. There are no morals. Oni nyanse bi also nkotena sa table we hu. It you see, the civil servants, they sit and when they go to these meetings and they see her in their heads. So omo kind of say kwasiaba ubedi 8 years deputy finance minister that is what they say in their head. So it encourages them to lie to us. It gives them that confidence to sit there and lie because nipa no team enim no say be oya kronfo. It's moral rights ben also a question. And most of the people who appear before the committee, they don't respect the committee. They see them as criminals. You know why? Because of this lady. Neho bon bini. And I say political shit. She smells of political shit. And nobody will sit and say, let me listen to this woman. I didn't know say no. Because for the past 8 years, I knew the job she did. And at this point, her boss has even run away from Ghana. Every meeting, this woman sat in it. IMF, Dian, she was there. So if you don't see her signature on the document, it does not mean that she did not support the criminality. So why is this in way sitting there and questioning people? Morally, I see about them. The foolishness of us. Now, there's another story I want us to talk about. We have done 3 hours, 19 minutes. Now, and Edibuahin case no atachia mu oye kromfo nka nokre atachia mene Kennedy Japan tokwa ye start queen ye atachia tama no ye minister of housing ena or Kennedy Japan girlfriend bi o Germany no so no ye MPP chairman ena on ne sign dubious contract ena mebete atachia to ena atachia e waka kire Kennedy say I contract na or sinsaima sa ne girlfriend over Germany no ombe gina Kevin and Kennedy call Germany now mo your program MPP4 and Kennedy call J Mike and I started the matter. That was the beginning of my issue with Kennedy Japan. I want to start free because I did a scandal of Atachia and it is Achim police Atachia already. Atachia the tisa Achim police Kronphobia and say Kingsland Jimabe Wiesika or National Service Scholarship Secretariat and go to no still a funny team as about them. This guy cannot win a case in court. Now what happened in court today? We are going to appeal because the 49.1 million the 41.9 million was not put in a pot under somebody's bed. The 49.1 million was received by an account. And if the judge doesn't want to see the account that the money was received and how the money was applied, how can we make progress? So we challenged it. Counsel for Edubuahin, Samuel Atachia, tells the media after proceedings. Edubuahin, or a civil servant, at a point as the leader of National Signal Bureau, now about 49.1 million at an account. Let's go listen to this Achim police.
Challenges in terms of objections, relevance. You bring a witness to mount the box. If you don't want the witness to be cross-examined, why did you bring the witness in the first instance? Because cross-examination is aiding us to find the truth and to test the credibility of the witness, as well as we put in our case across. The witness has worked on matters that he is familiar with, and it is not right for anybody to say the objection. And the objection is consuming the time of the judge, and we can't be blamed for it. Because if you raise the objection, you can't type. To have a witness, instead of saying yes or no, she is writing poems. And the judge is indulging the witness. So I was not too happy about who is wasting the time of the court. But the Attorney General is told now on the objection, which are needless anyway, to be able to make a lot of progress. That's my observation so far.
With respect to the parties, the objections, some of them have been sustained. So you describe that as needless.
Yeah, some of them are needless. And in fact, most of them are needless. We are appealing them. Yes, if you say that this is the document in which the 49.1 million was transferred into. But the guy said, I don't want to see the document. How can you say this is a very serious, ruling? We are going to appeal because the 49.1 million was not put in a pot under somebody's bed. The 49.1 million was received by an account. And if the judge doesn't want to see the account, that the money was received and how the monies were applied, how can we make progress with it? So we challenge
now, as a civil servant, your salary is about 5,000 to 7,000 Ghana. How do you, let's say we are stupid, we don't know the law. You are a civil servant of a government institution. You are paid per diem. You are given housing. You are given allowances for your house help. You are given a car. Even your wife is given a car. You are being taken care of. Your salaries come in every month. How on earth did you get 49.1 million in your account? Like how? Let's say, it's okay. The judge was not listening to them, so they are going to appeal it. I get it. But the question here is, as a civil servant, would you to be the boss of NSB at that time? Because so far, Eduboyin has not told us he is a multi-million investor in Dubai. He owns maybe farms in California. All that Eduboyin does is that he was the boss of NSB. How did you come by 49.1 million Ghana? How? What? Adam for Benedict has the again transaction businessmen now a bit 49.1 billion cities. How? Are you stupid? I say Jimmy. Now you are touching. Say Eduboyin and will be a company. And one find the manager. And then the Juma Yana say he manages your company. One man a car, one man a house, one man per day will took other parts of the country to go and monitor the other businesses. One man a year they also know the Juma the boss me 10,000 Ghana na utiano. Now at the end of the day, bank oko check it, sir, manager na accounting. Now 49.1 million dema. Are you going to be comfortable? What are you going to ask? Are you going to trust this manager again? The first question will be, you work for me as a manager. So far, I don't know any other business that you do. All that you do is working with me and being the manager. How did you come by 49.1 million? And then in court, because of law, because I'm paying the ticket is of free or bodedum, and the judge, see, this alone, for him to come by 49.1 million and don't cause here any case near jail. So because you see, these are some of the things that ama in Kophobia Yamon with Juma Somunyano, boy chrono. Eduboyin had 49.1 million at the point in his account. As 49.1 million, Okunyan Wayne, businessman or ye, or on drugs. He was a government official who has been cleared. He has actually submitted his finances. He has his Jesus, our friend saying, he has declared his assets before. He declared the assets before he became the boss of NSA, National Signal NSB. So let's go see his asset that he declared. And for the period that he worked with the NSB, no, how much did he?
We ain't some who team course watching on the Swamp was so yemre. That's a so bad in the Dumia Dumania. Ever saying Asia.